Don't you want to become a cult leader? Since the death of God, there's been a vacancy opened. You could fill that void. Here's how.
Or when someone's trying to get you into a cult, usually if you get into a cult, you want friends or you have heard there's orgies. So you will say something to the cult leader like, yeah, I do believe there's aliens. And the cult leader will be like, we do too. We do too. And not only that, but we believe that if you suck my dick, you will see more aliens.
United States Court of Appeals. For the District of Columbia Circuit. Number 21 to 5287 September term, 2022. 1:21 CV 01184 TNM. Filed on January 6, 2023. Hassa Elbake, Chief. Appellant. V. Kenneth Michael Meade, et al. Apeals. On appeal from the United States District Court for the District of Columbia. The 4 Millett, Pillard, and Pan Circuit Judges. JUDGMENT. This appeal was considered on the record from the United States District Court for the District of Columbia and on the briefs filed by the parties. See Federal R. App. P. 34, A. 2, DCCIR Rule 34, J. Upon consideration of the foregoing, and the motion for leave to file an appendix, it is ordered that the motion for leave to file an appendix be granted. The clerk is directed to file the lodged appendix. It is further ordered and adjudged that the District Court's orders filed on May 20, 2021, August 27, 2021, October 26, 2021, and December 8, 2021 be affirmed. Appellant has not demonstrated that the District Court erred in denying his motion for recusal. See Lightke v. United States, 510 U.S. 540, 555, 1994. Judicial rulings alone almost never constitute a valid basis for a bias or partiality motion. Rafferty v. 9X Corporation, 60F.3D 844, 848, DCCIR 1995. No bias shown where party failed to offer evidence to support his inferred bias from unfavorable judicial rulings and from court delays. Additionally, the District Court correctly dismissed the complaint for lack of standing because appellant failed to demonstrate that he suffered an injury in fact that was causally connected to Apeals' conduct and was likely to be redressed by the relief he requested. See Lujan v. Defenders of Wildlife, 504 U.S. 555, 560-61, 1992, Daimler Chrysler Corporation v. Kuno, 547 U.S. 332, 342, 2006. Appellant has also failed to establish the right to sue on behalf of a third party. See Powers v. Ohio, 499 U.S. 400. United States Court of Appeals. For the District of Columbia Circuit. Number 21 to 5287 September term, 2022. 411, 1991. Certain plaintiffs have standing to protect a third party's rights when plaintiff has suffered an injury in fact. Plaintiff has a close relationship to the third party, and there is some hindrance to the third party's ability to protect its own interests. Before reaching the issue of appellant standing, the District Court dismissed the Federal Bureau of Investigation and Blake Voigt for ineffective service of process. The dismissal as to those defendants is affirmed on the alternative ground that appellant lacks standing, for the reasons stated above. See Chambers v. Burwell, 824 F.3D 141, 143, DCCIR 2016. This court may affirm the District Court on any ground supported by the record. In addition, appellant has shown no error in the District Court's decision to dismiss the complaint with prejudice. Appellant raises no argument challenging the District Court's conclusion that any amendment of his complaint would be futile. Accordingly, he has forfeited any such argument. See United States ex rel. Totten v. Bombardier Corporation, 380 F.3D 488, 497, DCCIR 2004. Arguments not raised on appeal are forfeited. Although appellant challenges the District Court's alternative conclusion that the District of Columbia would not be a proper venue, the dismissal of the complaint with prejudice did not depend on that determination. Finally, appellant has failed to demonstrate that the denial of his motion for reconsideration was an abuse of discretion. See Firestone v. Firestone, 76 F.3D 1205, 1208, DCCIR 1996. Pursuant to D.C. Circuit Rule 36, this disposition will not be published. The clerk is directed to withhold issuance of the mandate herein until 7 days after resolution of any timely petition for rehearing or petition for rehearing en banc. See Federal R. App. P. 41, B, DCCIR Rule 41. Per curiam. Page 2.
Or when someone's trying to get you into a cult, usually if you get into a cult, you want friends or you have heard there's orgies. So you will say something to the cult leader like, yeah, I do believe there's aliens. And the cult leader will be like, we do too. We do too. And not only that, but we believe that if you suck my dick, you will see more aliens.
Don't you want to become a cult leader? Since the death of God, there's been a vacancy open. You could fill that void. Here's how.
And he couldn't really move that much, and I guess the officer didn't believe him that he could move. But I don't know if you're familiar with a fistula, that you can actually tell the guys, but once it flares up, it's like 10 on 10. So he can't really do anything, and you really need a wheelchair. You need the assistance. And what they did is they refused him service. They refused to let him use the restroom, and then they made him walk without a wheelchair because they thought that he was lying, and he fell and he hit his knee. He fell on his knees and shoulders, and they had to lift him up.
Got no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But before that, I had used the restroom on myself. When I was asked, I need to use the restroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fistula.
Mm-hmm.
And they refused me to use the restroom, and I actually used the restroom on myself. And then after that, they made me walk, and I said I couldn't walk anymore, because once you use the restroom, the shit flares up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they refused to get me a wheelchair, and the trooper told them that I was faking. Okay? He told the doctor that I'm faking and stalling. So the doctor, basically, I told the doctor that I don't appreciate him talking to him about my medical history. He should come talk to me and find out what's wrong with me. And then that's when the doctor threatened to put a 72-hour hold on me if I reported him to patient advocate.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I need to also call up the patient advocate and talk to somebody too. I'm gonna call up there.
Okay. The number and everything should be on the whiteboard, on the white paper board.
Where's it at? Oh, but that's inside the car.
Oh, okay.
Much good.
Okay.
Do I have a copy of it? I can call. I'm gonna Google it.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then I'll do what we just talked about now.
Yeah, because they give them a briefing, and then I can get on the phone. Tell me I just got out a day ago, so I'm ready, and I got pictures of his knee and everything, and my arm and all that.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
In a minute.
We're here.
Okay. I don't have their number, but probably you can go online and get the internal affairs number, and then call internal affairs tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't have the magistrate's name yet, but I'll get the magistrate's name. But once we get everything together, I'll be able to notify you guys exactly who is who and what is what. I'm just putting in a simple affidavit, giving them notice as well on my side.
Okay.
And then from there, you guys can start all the lawsuits, criminal complaints. I don't care. Throw the hose bar. Because I gave everyone a chance to walk away. No one wants to walk away because they think that they have the jurisdiction to do this. So my thing is, hey, go for it. So I will be contacting you soon as I can so-called talk to this damn magistrate. Once I find out what the magistrate is saying, then I will be contacting you guys, letting you guys know exactly what he's saying, but let the FBI know that I have been kidnapped and that the name on the document is a fictitious business name, and if it's a criminal simulation going on over here, and you guys need to notify the Federal Trade Commission that my identity has been stolen. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Yes, sir. In a minute. Any report from DPS at this time? But whatever
I do not.
You do not have that report. Okay, so our Chief Minister Counsel, they will be there to pick up any papers you have. And does your office certify any papers that come from your office?
No. Okay. I just provide what I've been provided to counsel for the defendant. You know, and I'm not just going to get handed out to anybody that says I'm his friend.
Oh, no.
It needs to be the counsel.
They will be able to identify themselves with their tribal counselor identification card. Okay?
Okay. Well, what I'd like to have is make sure it's a Texas lawyer that is bar licensed in Texas.
This is not that type of situation. You've probably not been familiar with this situation. You're dealing with a tribal government. So what you're going to receive...
No, I've dealt with Navajos. I've dealt with Apaches. I've not dealt with tribal nations because this isn't really a tribe.
No, this is a tribal government, and it is a tribe. And I thank you for discriminating. I have this on record in front of my witnesses because you can't say who has a nationality and who...
Don't you want to become a cult leader? Since the death of God, there's been a vacancy open. You could fill that void. Here's how.